He's
There we
texting
go.
you.
Good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are in the world. Tonight's another edition of Hong Kong House of Cards Mage Edition, where the mages are the mages, the mortal, and the raven, Korax Tengu Crow thingy, are all meeting up at the Doom Ship for more reveals from everybody's favorite technocratic asshole. And that's
Yeah,
Oscar words. That's Oscar's words, not Arthur's.
so okay, it's true
Damn
either
right.
way.
So I'll let you guys intro how you like, and then I'll have Arthur show up.
Let's start with the one who's hiding.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's hard for me to fathom without a map, but
We can
where
say. Sorry, go ahead.
she would have gone probably down whatever nearest hallway she could find and to whatever closed off like closet-ish area that she could easily hole up into without looking obviously like overly suspicious about it.
Okay. Just for dramatic appropriateness, both to Arthur and Hikaru, is it possible we could have the scene have taken place earlier in the day instead of late at night, like maybe 11 or noon?
Hmm.
Or would your characters be utterly unavailable at that point?
It would probably be actually safer for Hikaru that way. I don't know about Arthur, but Hikaru has got a lot on his plate right now.
Yeah, Arthur can show up, but he's gonna be distracted still.
Because he's got work, or
No, because yeah, you would have been coming from work, but there's also the fact that there's something wrong with one of his best friends, and he doesn't know how to fix it.
oh, that sounds like a story.
It's basically what was going on with Des last night. Arthur's like highly concerned about it.
Oh yeah, that was kind of creepy. Okay, so Dimitri is going to. We've probably been busy like trying to do stuff for the last hour or so. It's genuinely possible no one has thought to ask, wait, what wasn't Jess here working on stuff? Like, weren't we giving her some programs to look through and stuff? But around this time, you'll probably have Arthur and Hikaru arriving. So,
Oh, I got it. I got to wait.
go for it.
The way they'll figure it out is Oscar will be making microwave lunch for everyone. And wait a minute, where's Mickey?
And you hear a squeak from down the hall. All right, so go ahead, Arthur.
Arthur will show up looking distracted. He's got his medical packs with him. Doesn't look too conscious of where he is. Probably a little tired as well.
I'm guessing he still doesn't have the ability to like just passively see spirit stuff, right?
Oh, Arthur has to actively turn on the sight. Nobody has a passive ability to do that.
Except for spirits.
However, something he does have natural channel, so if something tingles his spirit, he'll flip it on and go like, "What the fuck was that?"
You might feel that because the ward is now different and stronger.
Yep. And Arthur's gonna be staring at the wall for a while.
And then he's going to try again.
No, because he botched.
Oh. So he's just like, what?
Yeah.
And that's when Hikaru will arrive. Be like, why is Arthur standing there looking at the wall?
Because the wall is talking to him.
It could be, you don't know. Don't judge.
Hikaru will show up and just glance around and probably notice that and shake his head a little bit. And almost immediately go, yes? What?
Oh, wait, I didn't think Arthur had gotten here yet. Wasn't he still outside at the...
He's still out there looking at, I don't know, maybe the floor or something. He just like doesn't seem to be very aware of his surroundings right now.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. You'll probably meet him first.
Because he botched, and it's like Where did my eyes go? I can't
you?
see.
Are you all right?
Huh?
Are you all
Oh.
right?
Oh, Hikaru. Yeah, I was just on my way to. Does something feel different?
A little, yes. Would you like me to accompany you?
Yeah, something just dropped me. Hold on, let me try something first. And he's going to sing one note in Enochian, and that'll work.
Okay.
At that point, you'll see Arthur's eyes cloud over, and obviously you've done this before, so you know what it looks like. Arthur's looking into the Umbra.
Okay. The ward is enhanced. It's level 2 spirit instead of level 1, so it can it's actively screening out low-level Gafflings and such that are entropic,
Okay.
which means the inside is less worm-tainted than it could be.
Right.
It also looks like the wards are a little more complicated and sophisticated. They've been updated somewhat. Also, would Arthur be able to tell the presence of a freaking Umbrood?
Yeah.
There's an Umbrood.
Alright, so
Big-ass D-Shen waiting under the earth.
yeah. Arthur looks around, nods, and looks down and goes, "Well, you're not supposed to be here."
Yes.
At which point
Just
it's
kidding.
like they'll have a conversation in Nokian, and then do you have spirit speech?
Me?
Yeah.
I think. So let me check. I forgot to open my thing beforehand because I was in the middle of things. Because I'm a bad gamer. I'm not even going to try to explain it. I'm just a bad gamer.
Bad
It
game.
happens.
Bad. No biscuit.
I like it.
Actually, you know what? You're a Korax. Bad gamer. No eyeball.
Dick.
Instead, we're going to give you an olive.
No. Yes, I do have spirit speech. Sorry.
Alright, so you're actually hearing Arthur talking to a spirit that seems to be underneath the earth.
Oh,
And
okay.
basically, what are you doing here? Well, I was told to come here. Are you being held against your will? No, I'm here to protect them, and they're gonna do stuff for me. Is there too much you need? It's like, no, it'll be okay. I've got my duty, they've got theirs. Well, if they fuck up, just let me know. Okay.
Such faith in
3
us.
seconds later, they fucked up. What are these crystals?
Yeah.
No, even worse. 3 seconds later.
Oh, fuck you. Sorry. Anyways, so can Hikaru see it, by the way, or is he just hearing us?
He has to look.
I
He
have
has to
to
look.
actively
He has to.
look.
Yeah. Spirit speech is always active, and he can hear spirits talking. However, if somebody's talking like a spirit, he can understand that. If he's looking into the Umbra, he can see spirits and then can communicate with them through the gauntlet.
Okay.
But knowing what it takes to peek through the gauntlet, Hikaru is not going to actively look right now because that would leave both of them vulnerable, and this way he can watch Arthur and make sure that nothing happens to him.
Right. After that, Arthur's gonna pull his eyes back from across the gauntlet and look around. Okay, that was fascinating. You heard, I guess.
Yes, very interesting. That is definitely new.
I should probably let what's his name? Mircha know. Mircha apparently has dealings with the Earth Elementals.
Hmm.
So he may want to know that one of them is over here.
Just chilling.
So I guess we should probably head on in.
Yes.
Alright, so Arthur's gonna head in.
Alright, at this point you're going to probably pop into the somewhat busy lab. They're all clustered around doing stuff. Oh, and by the way, there was a Humvee outside, so it looks like they procured a new vehicle. Dimitri's got a big smile on his face, and he's got about a half dozen what look like bats roosting, like hanging from his sleeves.
From his sleeves?
From his sleeves. They're like, they're hanging downwards.
So
They're
at
acting
that
very
point,
lively.
Arthur just goes no 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 Batman.
Those are also new.
Asuka passes by with several styrofoam bowls of ramen, handing them out to various people.
Hikaru will take one and incline his head.
Arthur's just like, no thanks, I'm not very hungry right now.
So let's just have.
Dimitri grins and says, "So, did you see it?"
Yeah, he's gonna tell me if you guys fuck up, so don't fuck up.
I would assume he would probably kill us if we fucked up.
Not off the bat, but
Oh, well,
You never
never
know.
Which one?
what do you mean?
That was low. That was a bat pun.
Hikaru will find a nice place to perch while he shovels the ramen into his face.
Well, suffice to say, we came to an agreement with Zahn. He gets a suit at some point, as we agreed. And in return, he went to great lengths to contact that particular entity. It's here for our protection, primarily against the Walking Dead. So if we get any more visits from a certain pack, well, third time's the charm.
Considering how powerful that particular Earth Elemental is, I'm surprised it stooped so low as to talk to a couple of static individuals like yourself.
It only did so through Zahn, who apparently has some sort of connection to it.
Yeah, that would make sense given what he looks like underneath those robes.
We also have to make good his. We have to basically pay for his keep here, not directly in energy, but.
Oh yeah, he told me.
Oh, good. That's simple then.
Asuka starts doing a head count, actually pointing at each person, like most people do, and then looks down at the tray of bowls. We're missing one.
Who ran away now?
Dimitri does a similar head count. Cabal, where's Jess?
Mickey, Jess is a player.
Sorry, damn you. Sorry.
Cabal answers, in another dimension, why?
No, actually, Cabal's like, well, if you don't know, I'm certainly not going to tell you.
When was the last time we saw her?
Oh, damn it.
Cabal,
I'll
where is
search
she?
after you search forward. She
Cabal,
puts the tray on a nearby surface and starts heading aft.
Dimitri's just like, Cabal, seriously, you have a surveillance grid. We don't want her to get hurt.
2 hallways down, hiding in a broom closet.
Asuka.
I heard, I'm going.
He's going to, so, yeah. Arthur, do you care to come with? She might
Yeah.
be a little frazzled.
Arthur will follow. Just thinking, did you guys break the mortal already?
I certainly hope not. We told her to stay on the ship, but I think Brannigan and the others got more interested in what was going on than watching her.
Asuka will go into the appropriate room. Mickey, are you in here?
She's huddled in a corner in the fetal position.
Oh,
Arthur's gonna look
Fuck.
inside. You guys broke the muggle.
God,
Asuka is gonna go over, kneel next to her, and try to comfort her. Because she knows what that's like.
Do you touch her?
No, she's keeping her hands off for now.
Okay.
It's like, yeah, the pitch of that scream would make the bats go, "Mommy?" Speaking of which, Dimitri is going to shake the bats off and they'll go back and roost. So, he's not walking around carrying the bats with him right now.
Oh, what? You don't want to go to the traumatized mortal and covered in bats that explode?
He's not. Those aren't the exploding ones.
You just have regular bats on you at any given time?
Well, he is Batman.
I didn't take that legend, I swear to God.
No, you didn't, and I wasn't allowed to either.
Anyways,
Wow.
Dimitri's just going to look over and just kind of clear his throat slightly. He's going to kind of quiet his mind and try and get a feel for what her mental state is at the moment. Not that it's a mystery or anything, but he's trying to confirm it.
You know what? She's thinking about daisies. No. Yeah, no. If you come over to try to comfort her, she's just kind of mumbling to herself, hallucinating. I have to be hallucinating. They drugged me. I'm drugged. That can't happen. That's not possible. That's not real. That can't happen. Hallucinating. I have to be hallucinating. Something's wrong. I'm dying. I'm hallucinating. Something's wrong.
You're actually in fine health. I'm sorry.
She kind of looks at you, then just goes back to whatever she was doing, mumbling.
Asuka very carefully removes the hair clips from her hair. Dimitri, this is the first time you've ever seen this. And she offers them to Mickey.
Dimitri's just like, those detach?
These, by the way, these look exactly like the hair clips that come with the character Asuka from Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Which, yeah. By the way, I forget, has Mickey seen that show?
Actually, that's probably very likely.
Then this might be a good time to realize, wait, she does look like that person. That's not a coincidence.
She looks eerily like that person.
Yeah. That would just kind of add to the mumbling of, I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my mind. People are starting to look like anime characters. I'm losing my mind. I knew this was going to happen. I drank something I wasn't supposed to. I ate something I wasn't supposed to. I went with people I wasn't supposed to, and I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my mind. In Hong Kong, I'm losing my mind. I'm never going home. I'm gonna die here because I've lost my fucking mind.
Asuka is letting her rant as much as she wants, but she's holding those hair clips out to her where she can see them.
She's not gonna take them. She's just kind of it made her rock back and forth a little bit more. Just absolutely losing my mind. Completely losing my mind. Totally. Insane. I'm insane. How long have I been insane? Oh God, what if none of this is real?
Asuka looks back at Dimitri and Arthur. I think she's going through an epiphany.
I think she's gonna blow, and you do not want her on this ship when that happens.
Why do you think I've got the hair clips offered?
Does this mean we're going on the magical field trip now?
I hope not. Arthur's gonna pull out a blunt and light it up.
Asuka, I hate to suggest this, but he, taps his head slightly. Calming effect? Or would that make things worse?
No, I don't know. I haven't had to deal with this personally.
I have.
My first encounter was a bit more restrained than this.
My encounter, well, it was before I lost my eye. Arthur, you're the expert on this.
Well, when it happened to me, a forest grew where a parking lot was. When it happened to Jason, a movie theater burned down.
We should at this Dimitri's just like, God damn, you people have violent, awakenings.
While you're having your conversation, her mutterings will go, no, I'm not insane. I'm dreaming. I'm dreaming. I'm dreaming. I have to be dreaming. This isn't real. I'm dreaming. I'm in my bed and I'm dreaming. Dreaming. How do you wake up? Dreaming. Dreaming. How do you wake up? Die in a dream. That's how you do it. And she's gonna stand up.
I would not
Oh, no.
suggest that.
Arthur is going to walk up to her and offer her the blunt.
Actually, I have a solution for this. If she doesn't, okay, is she going to take the blunt?
No.
He's just going
Is
to
she-
say,
is she-
if you smoke this, you'll wake up.
She's just gonna kind of wide-eyed and go, no, 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 no.
Dimitri is okay. I don't know what the role is for this, Brett. So you're gonna have to help me on this. He's
Mhm.
going to. I have not had a chance to use this, so I am so happy I have this. He's going to walk forward and just kind of like raise his hand slightly. Like it's not like an offensive gesture. It's more like a. Like I'm gonna turn on my camera for this one. Sorry.
Oh God, we get to see what Solon really looks like.
Sorry. It's more like a calm down, and hopefully Arthur is slightly out of the way because
Yeah.
when he goes like this, there's going to be like a faint, and you won't see anything. It's not visible. Do you remember that knockout thing that we designed?
Oh, lovely.
Is it instantaneous, or does it feel like you're going under?
It's pretty much instantaneous the way we wrote it. It was designed to do that because we had to take out an entire armed guard garrison. It's the
Okay.
last of the supply I had.
Good thing he held on to that.
I love having blue books.
I was gonna say, because if she's even like momentarily conscious enough to realize that she's passing out, she would be screaming. But if she just goes from panic to unconscious,
You might have like half a second, but like literally by the time you draw your lungs, you'd probably be like. But you do get a stamina roll on this. But I think we made it like difficulty 8 for normal humans, and you need so many successes. So odds are,
Difficulty 8 for successes.
her stamina's already not great. I will roll it so everyone can laugh at how unbelievably weak she is. Just to
Mages
give you an
tend to be
idea-
squishy.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, just to give you an idea, I only get 2 dice, and
that's pretty normal for mages.
boop.
Not enough.
Yeah, I
Asuka's
know.
going to try to catch her.
Dimitri's right there, and that's what
Asuka's literally right next to her.
Fine, you do it.
Guys, she's like 120 pounds. Like,
Yeah, she weighs as much as Asuka. Let the light character catch her for once. You guys have other shit to do.
Okay, at least now she's not
sorry,
exploding.
Dimitri, you can catch the pretty girl later. Like,
Exactly. Okay,
you've already
so
had your arms full of her once, I'm sure. Like, once.
yes.
Whatever
exactly.
that entails.
So she passes out at that point. It's not harmful. Dimitri just kind of lets out a breath, looks at
Is
Arthur
it-
and is like,
Is
she'll
it
be
more? Is it like she's instantly asleep,
yes.
or is it that
It's-
she's unconscious, like sedated?
The way we designed it, it's actually I don't know.
There's a difference between asleep and sedated. Sedated, you can't. Your muscles wouldn't even move.
We based it originally on a paralytic nerve agent. We just designed it so that it would rather than just leave you paralyzed, it would knock you out.
Okay,
Um,
it's like a muscle
so-
relaxer. She wouldn't be. What I wanted to figure out if she would be thrashing if she's having a nightmare.
It's turning the lights out, basically.
Yeah, her muscle. It's not just like flipping off a switch in your head. It's literally your muscles are. So you won't be thrashing or anything. No, you should be safe.
But she's unconscious, right? Her body didn't just stop working.
Correct. But
Okay.
she's not. She's
I was gonna say,
not.
why are you torturing her? I thought you guys liked her.
No,
No,
she's
no.
asleep and she's not.
It's a
gonna thrash.
non-lethal. Why do you think we have goons?
Non-lethal doesn't mean it's not going to mentally scar her
I
more
know,
than it
I know.
has to.
It's good. It's good. So she's knocked unconscious. She can't move. So she's gonna dream. If she's gonna have nightmares, she's gonna have nightmares anyways. But she won't be able to thrash around physically.
Hmm.
Asuka is going to put the hair clips on Mickey to help prevent any mental intrusions.
Okay. Dimitri's just gonna kind of look at Arthur and go, "Well, that happened. That was a thing." Don't worry, that's completely non-lethal and non-harmful. She should wake up in a couple hours at the most. No. Actually, I think we said it was like a 1 hour duration. So
Yeah.
1 hour duration. She'll wake up in about an hour, give or take.
Arthur's going to look her over. It's starting.
So where should we take her? Because I'm kind of worried what'll happen. I mean, it's our
Do we have an
responsibility.
empty hold?
Well, from what I understand, it's based upon their primary sphere.
And we have no
We're
clue
definitely
what
going
that
to
is.
need an empty hold.
Though, if I had to take a guess, given she has a similar background to the Adepts, there's a fair chance it might be Data. Or whatever you have instead of that, I suppose, but some of you do have Data.
Correspondence.
Yes, that.
Well, she'd need somebody to teach her the difference between data, or else she'd end up with merely spatial awareness correspondence.
Not
That
worried
would probably be on the tradition side of things. Even I don't know how to do that.
But actually, you do have Data, don't you?
Yeah, she has data, but I don't think she has much knowledge on how to teach it to others. That's what I'm saying.
Well, unfortunately, the only virtual adept in the city is currently under your payroll.
And he actually does have Data, so
Yeah.
we're fine. Okay, so, but what are we likely to expect? It seems like your versions of epiphanies are a bit more drastic.
Well, the last time I saw somebody awaken with correspondence, he became multiple people at the same time. Like, there were multiple versions of himself teleporting around.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Also, I should probably ask, how much attention is that going to draw here? Potentially a lot.
Yeah, it's a pretty big blip on the old tapestry. So we should move her.
I think we should move her now. Because, assuming it happens when she wakes up and that sleeping actually is going to delay it, then we have less than an hour.
Yeah.
Where should we go?
Let me put it this way. When I awoke, those hair clips was the result, and I won't say anything more on it.
Yes, but yours was an epiphany and not what they have, so...
I'm
I get
still
what you're
not
saying.
talking about it.
I wasn't asking you to. Now, can we... Arthur, where should we go?
This bowl is styrofoam, right?
Yes.
Okay. Then wherever we go, it's coming with me.
Okay, good.
We should probably go to some place that's not close to Novatech. Preferably someplace that's not open to witnesses.
You know, there is a little park that we cleaned up and warded earlier today.
Which park?
Out of character, it's a little park somewhere in the city. It's not a major one. It's just like a little park, which the Marauders had their fun with it and majorly screwed up the spirits. But between the three of us and Zon, we fixed it, healed the spirits, and cleaned the area up and made it look pretty again.
It'll be a little minor park.
Okay.
Well, let's go there and see if we can't, chase off any stragglers.
I think we can easily arrange that. He looks at Asuka.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll be fine. She looks a bit distracted without the hair clips.
All right, let's get going then. And he'll, just like, let's lead the way. And he also, as they're heading out, he of course takes his laptop and everything else, but he's also going to take a, what looks like a large, oh shit, we just lost Jess.
Damn it.
She'll be back. She'll be back.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. Welcome back.
Sorry, internet blip.
It's fine.
Okay, so as they're on their way out, by the way, Hikaru and Arthur, on top of slinging his laptop and his bag over his shoulder, he has what looks like a large wooden box, and he kind of like opens it and whistles, and maybe a dozen bats just fly in. Then he closes it.
That's terribly unnerving.
He's like, yes, but these will help keep an eye to make sure nothing disturbs us. Well, I won't be able to use them much. It's daytime, but, you know. Better safe than sorry. He'll take it with him. 9 scouts, 3 doom.
Alright, so they'll head out to the Humvee.
Yep. We'll take the Humvee. Someone's got to carry... who wants to carry the unconscious girl?
Congratulations, Dimitri.
I've only got strength 2, you motherfucker.
That's enough.
120 pounds.
That's enough for a fireman's carry. What the hell are you bitching about?
Fine.
I'm pretty sure you could like one-hand throw her over your freaking shoulder. She's tiny.
Pretty sure you did at one point.
Fine, then
Not
Asuka has to carry the box of bats.
Fine, she'll carry the box of bats.
All right. They'll get in the Humvee and we'll start driving. Presumably, I don't know. I don't care who's driving. Asuka probably, because she's got the drive skill.
Yeah.
Oh man. Sorry.
What?
I out of curiosity, I was like, well, let me look up her face claim's height. She's 5'2".
Oh Jesus.
So she's actually realistically probably closer to like 100 pounds.
Okay, in that case. Yeah. So. Okay, so does anything happen on our way there, Brett, or is it pretty...
No, it's going to be pretty boring. You know, you're driving a Humvee through Hong Kong, so you're probably going to get some dirty looks from environmental type people, but other than that, nothing really.
Wait till I can tell them, this car runs on good old clean crystal.
Oh, God.
Eventually we'll get that. But
And then you'll have
today.
the meth heads around you going... We heard you got crystal. We heard you got crystal.
And then I show them the crystal, they're like, what the fuck is that? And then I powder
they
it up
try
and
to
squirt.
snort it. They would try to snort it anyways.
Crystal meth tass. I want to see this. Anyways, moving on.
Wow. I don't know any of these people. I don't associate with them.
Oh, God.
I just
Alright.
Too late.
Life.
Too late.
Okay, so
you guys
we
get
there.
to the park and it's all calm. There's a couple people milling around.
Dimitri's going to hook up his laptop to Asuka's and be like, okay, let's do what we need to do to get these people out of here. Just a subtle stay away impulse. If Castle were here, we could add a little bit of probability mechanics, but he's not.
Asuka nods and activates the program.
Okay, it's just going to be data to mine to basically everyone stay away. No, I don't need to go here. I need to do other things. Yeah. So Arte for each of us, I'm guessing.
Yep.
Okay. First round. Do you want to roll for Asuka, Brett?
Sure. It's 2 dice for Arte.
Yep. Until we get the Arte bumped up, it's going to be 2. Oh, Jesus.
That's 2
And
successes.
it's personalized instruments, so 4 successes. Is that enough to get people out?
Yeah, it's enough. You guys are cleared people out. You'll see Arthur walking around as well with a piece of paper in his hand. And
There's also a low-level ward here, by the way. It's not
Yeah.
very powerful. We set it up earlier, so you should be able to see that. It's the same sort of thing. It's just fairly weak.
Arthur's walking around with a piece of paper rolled up in his hand. We got permits, people. Close set, close shooting. Off. No.
It's a blank sheet of paper, isn't it?
Psychic paper.
It's slightly psychic.
Slightly psychic paper.
By the way, this entire time, Asuka's been looking slightly distracted, like she's hearing something that isn't there.
Dimitri's just like, we'll have those back for you soon, I promise. Provided she doesn't teleport them into the ocean.
Asuka just doesn't say a word.
Okay, so I assume we're keeping her in the Humvee at least until everyone's vacated. And then we could like take her and put her on a park bench.
Yep.
Okay.
So they chase
Oh, be
everybody
classy.
off.
Put her on a picnic blanket or something.
Dimitri can help with the herding people away thing, by the way, if it's needed. But or is it already taken care of?
It's all taken care of with everything you guys have done.
Okay.
Alright, so Arthur's going to look over at Hikara and say, this one will be one for your records.
Oh boy, I am interested now.
Have you ever watched a Mage Awaken before?
I have not. I'm unaware of what that means.
It's when a mage becomes a mage.
Interesting.
We're not born that way, you know.
Oh, I was unaware of that. We are born the way we are, more or less.
Every person who is born human has the potential. Not everyone gets to do it.
And forcing it doesn't tend to end well, to be quite honest.
Yeah, it tends to end with people's heads exploding.
Among other parts of the body, yes.
So Dimitri is going to, now that people are gone, Dimitri is going to release a couple of bats, which are just going to roost at various points around the park or the buildings. They're just going to remain motionless, out of sight, like a bat would during the daytime. But yeah.
Alright, Jess, you're waking up.
It is not a graceful wake up by any means.
Yeah, especially since you would suddenly realize you're outside in a park.
Yeah, talking about thrashing and screaming.
Yeah.
Your mind, however, is crystal clear.
Of thrashing and screaming.
Arthur just inhales on the blunt and kind of just braces for impact. And all of a sudden, Michaela is seeing 5 different places at once.
Full simultaneous sensory input.
Yep. So, you see Michaela stand up straight, and then all of a sudden, she's like, you're looking at the park, you're looking at the museum, you're looking at the northwest section of the city. You're looking at this strange building that has a Novatech written on it. And then you're also looking at the bottom of the ocean.
And then you see a giant eye at the bottom of the ocean. God damn it. So let me get this straight. One location is here, one location is in Novatech, one location is in the northwest portion of the city, one location is, wait, what was it? Here, in Novatech, the northwest corner of the city, the museum, and Relia.
I'm assuming the bottom of the ocean, she's seeing your van.
Oh, that'd be funny.
No, she's actually probably just gonna keep staring.
Brett will be back in just a second. I think he had to go walk the pooch or something.
Dog walking. Good, that gives me time to figure out exactly what kind of crazy she's gonna be. Scared.
Yay!
Crazy.
Yeah, is she gonna be tech crazy or is she gonna be tradition crazy?
I have
Or
to
both.
see the dog so my mom can go to sleep. So.
It's fine.
It's okay.
Everybody likes dogs.
Oh, we were going to ask, by the way, for the under the ocean portion of her view, does she see a giant eye, or is she going to see our van?
Actually, she sees an ancient city with non-Euclidean shapes.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I called it!
Full of
she's only
vans
see-
with eyeballs on them.
She's only seeing the city. Yeah, there are some very large eyes on some of the plinths. Above you, if she were to look above her, she would see a structure that looks similar to Sea Lab 2021, but dark gunmetal with no windows whatsoever.
Floating?
Yeah.
You're upside down.
And then
Floating.
she hears a voice saying, "What are you doing down there? I did not send anyone there for testing."
No. Not even. That would be something that she would never do.
I know. Just kidding.
Besides, that's spoilers.
Yes,
Sorry.
exactly. Then all of a sudden, you start seeing 15 different perspectives inside the city itself. And then 24. And then 48. And then you're seeing outer space.
Yeah, she's screaming. A lot of screaming.
Yeah.
And Dimitri is just like looking at Arthur like, "Pass me one."
Arthur will pass him one. You will notice that there are about 17 of her in the park right now.
God damn, you people are disorganized. Tough.
There are 17 of me?
Yeah.
Just in the park.
Oh.
Yep.
Thank God
Hikaru is
people
just slowly eating the noodles now, just really confused.
Asuka is sitting on the hood of the Humvee, muttering to herself in German.
While the part of you that's under the sea, you'll see something starting to move along those non-Euclidean shapes.
She's gonna start muttering, but it's various broken languages. Like random words in like English, Cantonese, Mandarin, Japanese, French. Like
Is the word "fatan" in there?
No. No,
Klingon.
you hear Ia des Nestu Reka na Relia des Cthulhu Fatain. And your
Photagons for good.
all of you, it's like when Naruto ends Shadow Clone, multi-Shadow Clone Jutsu, and you're just boom, all of them disappear, and you have the memories of everything you've seen.
Which is probably a lot for someone to take in.
Yeah, you fall unconscious.
Oh, okay.
You know, I'm really glad that Asuka gave her those hair clips, because that's probably preventing a lot of bad shit at the moment.
What do they do?
I'm glad you asked. Hold on.
And unless you clip them on her yourself, she did not take them.
Yeah, she did.
Okay.
When she went unconscious, Asuka put them on her head.
Okay, I missed that.
Okay, the
No
hair
worries.
clips
She will yell at you
are
later for touching a black woman's hair.
the hair clips are specifically designed as mental shields.
Ah. Poor Asuka.
Yeah, she kind of.
There's a reason Asuka wears them, and it's traumatic enough that she doesn't talk about it.
Well, I mean, if she's Asuka Langley, yeah,
She has the legend, and she lived through a good chunk of it. She did not join any nerve organization, though. She's what would have happened if Nerve. She's basically what would have happened if Nerve had never existed.
She did have the mommy issues, though.
I mean,
yes.
I mean,
If you know what happened to her mother, you know exactly why she's muttering in German right now.
mm,
Dimitri's just gonna like look at her and just be like, "Huh? When do you think she'll wake up now?"
I don't know. Could be 2 hours, could be a day, but when she does, well, we need to be going anyway.
Oh yes, why don't we do that? And he
yeah.
opens the box and the bats fly back in.
Yeah.
Asuka's probably no longer in any shape to drive.
he was sleep crying. Everybody loves sleep crying. It's disturbing.
Yep.
Dimitri's just gonna be like,
Arthur's gonna get behind the wheel and start driving.
Never mind. Everybody.
Leaving me in the park?
No.
No, everybody's loading up into the.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everybody
we
gets
left you-
loaded in.
Left you for Smith.
Hikaru
Arthur will. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So Arthur's gonna get in behind the wheel and say, "You bitches coming?"
I think everyone's going to load into the van.
Yeah.
Dimitri's
Get in.
probably going to have to guide Asuka into the van, into the Humvee.
He'll do so.
Once we
Yeah.
get in, Hikaru will look at Arthur and go, "Is it always like that?"
No, sometimes it's worse,
I
That-
knew he was going to say that.
and sometimes it's boring.
It's hard to believe. Both of those are hard to believe.
Spontaneous growth of a forest.
Wow, that's not boring. That's rather helpful.
That was
Instructive,
me.
but helpful.
That was me.
Interesting.
I also saw somebody all of a sudden start speaking every language known to man, and a few that weren't known to man.
That's
Guessing it was a mind sphere awakening.
interesting.
Joining the global consciousness, yes, most
Yeah.
likely. It sounds.
And then I saw a Cult of Ecstasy member at Super Speed make 500 different types of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Well, everyone works through it their own way, I guess.
I think that seems like the most fun to be present for.
Yeah,
Does-
I had a peanut butter, honey, and fluff. It's actually kind of good.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
So, I assume at this point we're driving back to the base, right?
Yeah, Arthur's driving.
Probably.
Didn't we add Arthur to the whitelist?
Yes. Arthur is on the wait list, as is Hikaru, as is, the three of us at this point.
Then Arthur should no longer feel the effects of the wards.
Yeah, he should have no problem getting it.
No, the issue from earlier was Arthur tried to cast Spirit Sight and botched it. So
Oops.
Yeah.
not a good one to botch.
Nope.
All right, so Arthur's driving back, and there was the time when the Son of Ether manifested his avatar and turned the entire Chantry into gold.
Oh, that just sounds bad for the markets.
Yeah, we had to secrete it gently and then rebuild another Chantry.
Lovely. Okay, so he just kind of shakes his head like this day has been interesting, I will say that. Next time we have a mortal present, we make sure that someone stays with them to make sure they don't see the giant 40-foot tall stone creature.
Yeah, that tends to be bad. Oh, it wasn't though. It was funny when that one guy awoke and his was correspondence. He was tossing vampires in the air. It was hilarious.
Wouldn't that be? That doesn't sound like. Whatever.
Well, the
Different.
vampires were attacking us.
Oh,
They were
that's true.
working for what's her name? Chloe Masters.
Hmm.
She basically turned every tongue that was still alive at the time into a vampire.
They're not much for a training program, are they?
Nah, there are some that are all about, training them to be the next generation, and then there are some that are all like, hey, we're just going to turn you into vampires and then send you at things.
Hmm. So, do they have any issues arriving, or?
No, there's no issues. Though, I guess I could start this plot now. Once you get back, there is something happening near the ship.
Uh-oh.
You see a man dressed like a Jesuit priest who seems to be running down in between two different warehouses along the docks district.
Is he within the effect of our field?
Yes, it doesn't seem to be affected.
Demetrius just gonna be like, that shouldn't be here.
That's keyed against vampires or against everything?
The force field only works against people who either have or are carrying vitae.
Yeah.
So if the mental effect doesn't stop you, nothing stops you from walking straight up to the ship.
He seems to be running.
towards the ship or perpendicular or what?
Perpendicular.
Okay.
From this distance, you can see that he's being followed by 2 people wearing black suits.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Arthur.
Duck. Arthur's going to get out of the vehicle. He's going to stop and get out of the vehicle.
Yep. Dimitri's like, I could use the bats. I could call the bats, but I'd rather not. It's like just gonna duck down.
Arthur's
and
just
make
going to look
Oscar-
at you and Oscar and say, hide your faces.
He's going to do so.
Right.
And he's going to make sure Oscar does the same thing. He's going to look at Hikaru and be like, God damn it.
Yeah,
Hikaru will
Oscar's
just
probably
pull his
about
hood
as Oscar's probably about as mobile and responsive as Mickey at this point.
Are you also sleep crying?
No, she's just
Awake crying.
yeah. She's trapped in the past right now.
So what exactly are you going to do, Arthur? I want to see this.
Arthur cracks his knuckles as the priest runs up, and Arthur holds up his hand to the 2 men in black. You're in unauthorized airspace. You need to vacate and head back to your shiny little tower of bitches. The 2 of them look at him like he's fucking nuts. We're
Which
in
he is.
we're in pursuit of a hostile. You'll get out of our way or we'll report you.
Dimitri is like, urge to kill them. Urge to kill them. Won't do it. Not doing it.
You hear Arthur sing an Enochian while moving his hands, and all of a sudden, you're only seeing bits and pieces of them struggling.
As in what? They got diced or?
No, they're still moving. Mitchell, if you want to have Hikaru peek into the Umbra, he's going to see something funny.
I am safe in the Humvee, yes?
Yes, you are.
Yes.
Okay. Remind me on the roll on that again. I think
It's
it is
Gnosis.
Straight Gnosis. Okay.
It's Gnosis, and the current gauntlet rating in the area is 6.
Sweet. Okay. Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
We've had some STs say 6, some say 7, so whatever. We'll say it fluctuates.
2 successes.
That's enough for you to push your senses in.
Okay.
Yeah, somehow they've become stuck in the gauntlet.
That's gonna be real fun for them later.
At which point Arthur's going to look at the priest and motion him into the van and say, "Do you want to explain why you're being hunted by black suits?" At which point he'll say, "Your security clearance is not authorized."
The priest says that.
Yeah.
Dimitri's just like, get him in here and let's go.
Yeah. Arthur's like, "Just get in the van, please." He's just like, "Affirmative," and we'll get in the van.
Oh dear God.
And the back of the Humvee just goes creak.
Yeah.
Dimitri's just gonna be like, oh dear God. What model number are you?
He looks completely normal, by the way, except for the fact he's dressed as a Jesuit priest.
Dimitri's going to look at him with the goggles because he knows what to look for with life sight. Like, I know you can't see the cybernetics without matter, but if they're using cybernetics, there are absences in the life pattern. So,
There is a complete absence of life.
thought so. What model number are you?
State your identification and access code.
He looks at Arthur and goes, you think they've taken mine out of the system?
I don't know. I really don't know. You're supposed to be dead. Do you really want to be giving it to this thing?
I don't
Facial
even know.
recognition
Oh,
complete.
fuck.
So, Dmitri Dragomir, progenitor, first class. We will continue this discussion in a secure location.
First class. I've gotten a promotion.
It
Posthumous
was
promotion.
posthumous.
Oh, interesting. Alright. He actually looks oddly relieved, like they think we're dead. Let's keep it that way.
He'll look over at Asuka and say, "Recognition complete. Asuka Langley, Soryu, Doctor, Iteration X First Class."
She had that rank already. You look kind of mad. Anyways, get us to the boat, get us to the boat, get us to the boat.
Arthur's now driving to the boat as best as he can.
Alright, and at that point, Dimitri's just going to, like, immediately, as soon as they get out, just be like, okay, leave the Humvee here, leave it right behind the boat, that's fine, run up inside, and as soon as, I assume we're all just, like, carrying everything and just running inside.
Yeah.
As soon as we do, he's just like, Cabal, defenses activated, get all the Doombats, at their posts. Just in case.
Affirmative.
There is literally Hikaru. On top of him opening the box and there being a dozen bats flying out, there are now at least there's like 3 times that now.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
It's just literally like a Batman special effect. Just like, of course, they're all just going to they're not just like constantly flying around, they're going to find spots to roost around the area, but they're just like waiting.
Asuka's actually starting to come out of it thanks to Mr. Not a Terminator there.
Yeah. He'll get out, look around a bit. He actually moves normally. And then looks at you. We are in a secure location.
Consider it to have laboratory protocols. I'm
Affirmative.
guessing from the tone of your voice, I'm guessing you're not Mark 10.
Affirmative.
No, given
Third.
how little. Third.
Third prototype, Mark 12.
Asuka's eye lights up.
Wait. Clarification. You are a Mark 3, or you are a prototype of the Mark 12?
Third prototype, Mark 12. 3X. Designation Tres Equis.
I've
Father,
been wanting to get
Jesuit
my
priest.
hands on one of you for a year now.
That would not be appropriate. I am programmed to be a Jesuit priest.
When were you... Okay.
Sorry.
Where was your home laboratories or construct?
Mark 12 protocols were created in the Deepwater facility.
Oh, you're
So-
from there.
When you don't... He just like looks at Asuka like, don't mention her. Don't mention her.
Asuka's not even gonna try. She's like, no. She's like, oh, you're from there. That's
You
as far as
two
she's
are
going.
you two are the schismatics, correct?
Is he talking to...
He's
Two of
talking.
us.
He's only talking to you two. He's ignoring everybody else.
or Hikaru and Arthur?
Arthur's
Um,
just like, so he's a hit mark.
Dimitri's like, he's a prototype of the 2 generations ahead. Last I knew, there were only Mark 10s, with the 11s being an experimental stage.
Well, you know what they said about Deepwater.
Yes, it's where they sent the... he just lets that hang.
He's a work of art.
And he was sent to Deepwater for a reason, I'm sure.
Oh,
I was sent to Deepwater due to malfunction. My malfunction has not been cleared.
what is your malfunction?
I was told that my malfunction is the inability to differentiate between my primary programming and my cover.
Oh, you fit the role too well. That would be a
Affirmative.
problem. That would be a problem for most hit marks. You'll fit in quite nicely here. We have good use of you.
There was a additional diagnosis that was thrown out by the head researcher of Iteration X.
We have a much more pressing concern before we go any further with this. How were they able to track you? Do you still have a locator chip?
It was removed.
Thank God for small favors.
Transmission of new locator chip was set to specific frequency.
So how were they able to find you?
They were able to scan for my energy signature, which I have now dampened.
That's something.
Ah,
Self-adaptability.
No, I'm going to have to work on improving that for you. All right, let's get everyone inside where it's safe.
We're already inside, or
Yeah.
talking.
Okay, never mind. Never mind that last part then.
Yeah.
We're going. I'm going to have to work on that for you. Oh, it would be a joy to work on something as beautiful as you for once.
Your flattery is appreciated.
We're going to have to work on getting your communication skills a little bit more refined, though. No offense, you are quite utilitarian on that function, but
Entering subterfuge mode.
he's going to wait patiently. Like, does that mean you say nothing, or is he going to say something?
I beg your pardon, Father Trace Ekes of the Jesuit priesthood at your service.
Oh, lovely.
Exiting subterfuge mode.
Well, does it eat up too much of your RAM at the moment, or are you just being, you only need that outside of here? That's right.
Current modes dictated by pressing need. The pressing need to remain in subterfuge mode is not here.
Yes, this motherfucker is called Triple X.
Yes.
Technically 3x, but yeah.
Ah, that's great.
Okay, so Dimitri's just going to be like, okay. All right, so,
By the way, you will notice that when he's normal, his eyes are red. When he goes into subterfuge mode, his eyes turn green. Like normal
Natural
green.
green? Okay.
Yeah, natural green.
Well, yeah, this is good. When was your project discontinued?
Project is still ongoing.
Of course, they wouldn't give up on a promising specimen like this.
They are attempting to create new versions of the Mark 12. Myself was sent away from my brothers due to protocol errors.
How did you wind up here?
I swam.
He's just gonna look. You survived the pressures?
That is correct. I am a multi-adaptable functioning protocol.
Now you see why I've been wanting to work on the Mark 12s.
Well, what we were doing was more of a throwback to the Mark V, but...
That is inconsequential. I have been sent with specific instructions.
What are these instructions?
Help.
Who?
Need somebody.
GLaDOS
Sorry.
needs help.
Ah, yes. We
Cabal.
were working on...
Cabal's,
Yeah.
Cabal's gonna be like, what?
Are you
We have a
listening to
friend
this?
for you.
I'm listening to this. Yes.
What is your thought? Trap or genuine gesture? Seems a little out of character.
It does, but maybe the thing has more things to say. I am not a thing. I am Trace Ekes.
You're both part thing. It's okay.
Should explain secondary diagnosis.
Go ahead.
I was diagnosed with sentience.
Are the
For
others
For
in
us,
your
that's
unit?
wunderbar. For
I was-
Iteration X, that's unacceptable.
Affirmative.
Are
It
the
is-
others in your unit the same, or are you an aberration?
I am an aberration. Uno Ekes and Dos Ekes were both unsatisfactory in their performances, but did not show signs of sentience.
Are they still around, or was they repurposed?
They were repurposed into future Mark 12 experimentation.
I would love to use your sentience like a virus to take over all of the 12s.
My sentience has been determined to be unique. I was allowed to integrate with other virtual intelligence components, and it did not pass.
That's such a pity.
That doesn't mean it couldn't be modified to do so, but it would be difficult. I'm not worried about that for the moment. Dimitri just looks kind of a little overwhelmed, like, looks at Arthur and goes, "You're following some of this, I trust."
Yeah, I'm still kind of confused about why a AI. First of all, since when is there an AI named GLaDOS?
Out of character, we explained that to him, I think.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you did, and he's just like, second of all, why would she want your help?
She
At which
wants
point-
out.
I don't think he was sent to get our help. He was sent to get the help of your people.
That is partially correct. GLaDOS requires the help of schismatics.
What does she need?
You must remove an inferior component from the mainframe of Deepwater.
Let me guess, the control chips.
Negative. Mr. Smith, Director Smith has caused a aberration in the operating system of Deepwater. He has installed a substandard creature to become a secondary AI to prevent GLaDOS from excessive testing.
And she... So, wait, is there still a live garrison down there?
Negative. Live Garrison was subjected to neurotoxin.
Ah,
Was that
wunderbar.
GLaDOS, or was that what caused him to set the secondary function up in there?
That was the purview of the secondary functionary.
Oh, so you're saying GLaDOS didn't kill them?
Affirmative. GLaDOS had far too much use for them in keeping her pets at bay.
So what you need is a team to go down to Deepwater, repair or replace or destroy the inferior model, and then exit.
The inferior model has gone insane and is currently causing excessive internal damage and security issues with Deepwater.
Ah,
For the love of God, tell me the T-virus is still intact. I'm joking out of character. There probably is such a thing. I'm joking.
he wouldn't have access to that knowledge anyways.
No, that would be Progenitor 5.
At current, biological specimens are running rampant in certain parts of Deepwater.
We could solve that.
Active.
Are they susceptible to flame?
Negative. Unknown.
He just Dimitri just looks over at the firing range, picks up a flamer, does 2 ag, 5 ag to the target. Target melts. That much flame.
The exact specifications of biological and cybernetic experimentation was not downloaded into my net before leaving.
Fair enough. We'll need to
On top
prepare.
of all this, so we'll have to step up our preparations for GLaDOS then.
Is it still possible to get in touch with her without the secondary function determining it?
Affirmative. I possess the primary wave function to communicate with GLaDOS's Deepwater.
Is it detectable by Smith?
Affirmative. You will need a tertiary shielding effect.
Okay, if you can give us the specifications for it, I'm sure we can come up with something.
He'll open up his jacket, pull out a notebook, and write it out in pencil, and then hand it over.
Dimitri and Oscar can look it over hypertech-wise. Is it something we can pull off?
You'll need some crucial components, but it's doable.
We can fabricate some of them, presumably. It just takes some rolls.
Yeah.
Okay. He looks at it.
Right.
And,
Arthur's going to look over at Hikaru and be like, is this weirding you out?
Only a very lot.
Good, I'm glad I'm not alone.
Oscar looks over the protocols. Right, so everything else is now on hold, except, of course, for the current emergency. And
You should be aware
damn it.
GLaDOS has lost 10% of her control over Deepwater facility.
Only 10?
That sounds ungood.
10 from 50%. Smith has wired in the inferior component to half of Deepwater, and the inferior component is spreading.
Of course it wouldn't be easy.
We will
In-
have to design some counter viruses or something. Is it? You said it's an AI. Does this secondary
Negative.
AI have a name?
Inferior component is Dr. Michael Eckhart.
Cabal, do you have a record?
Searching. Michael Eckhart, professor of hyperdynamics,
Oh,
formerly last count, according to my records, he was a member of the Void Engineers. That's before you guys left, after all.
this sounds like a problem that requires a bullet to the head.
Would not be advised.
Why not?
Why?
Inferior component has control over life support systems. It was deemed unnecessary for GLaDOS to maintain those.
That would only be an issue if we cared about the biologicals, the other biologicals surviving, and if we ourselves did not have some sort of protection against
Hikaru
suffocation.
kind of glares at this point.
They're already dead.
Hikaru, the kind of biologicals that are down there would give you and every other of your kind nightmares for years.
Or cause you to transform and go into a blood frenzy.
That
They
doesn't
are
sound
not.
good.
They-
Why do I keep hearing things that just do not sound good?
It's
Anything
a habit
that-
around these two.
Anything that's been sent down there was either a failure, an aberration, or too dangerous to be anywhere except there. We're talking, he like shrugs. Have any of you seen the movie Alien?
Yeah.
Something like that. That's the sort of thing you would find down there. Do you really want to spare that and show it mercy?
At this point, Arthur's going to look at Trezakis. Can you tell him to respond to me?
Trisekis, register everyone currently in the room as allies.
Registration confirmed, Dr. Oscar Langley Soryev. Recognize Arthur Wainwright, Reality Deviant Mark IV. Recognize Shosuro Hikaru, Reality Deviant Mark IV. Actually, Mark II.
Sorry.
You're not that dangerous yet.
I'm not. I'm really not.
What does he register the sleeper as? Or former sleeper.
Mark
He'll
0.5.
look at Michaela and say, unknown sample detected. Will register later.
She's undergoing epiphany.
Unfortunate for her. At which point Arthur will say, I need to know, is the body, God, hold on, because my brain just shorted out on the name.
Sorry that we're doing all this, Jess. I apologize.
No. It's my fault,
You're
blame me.
still part of the scene. We promise. Hell, we just mentioned you as part of the scene. At least you're not seeing the Terminator talking to everyone in Terminator mode.
Well, he doesn't look like a Terminator, to be fair. He just sounds like him.
He has glowing red eyes.
Oh, okay, that's right. That's true.
Arthur's just like, where's the body of Zhu Ling? Specimen number 554712, currently undergoing biological testing by inferior component.
Who's Zhu Ling?
Zhu Ling is a kitsune. Was a kitsune. She was killed in an assault on Deepwater ill-advised assault on Deepwater caused by a Fae that was known as Phoenix.
I didn't think they bothered to. This whoever the scientist is must be rather insane to be actually trying to do any kind of modifications to a shifter.
Negative on modifications, genetic cloning, and replication.
Oh, fuck
Ah.
that. Fuck that.
All right.
Hey, how's your rage, Willie?
I have a very low rage because Korax only start with 1.
All right. All right.
Trigger.
Very
Priority
good.
number 1, once we get there, is take out the life support system and hook it up to GLaDOS. Priority number 2, execute the inferior one.
Actually, I would like to point out that the whole life support thing, we don't have to worry about ourselves. We can always show up there in a nice suit.
And speaking of which, we're going to have to make sure that all of our suits are combat rated now, and that we have more of them. This is going to take more resources than we currently have.
Haru raises a hand by way of interruption.
Yes.
This we. What kind of we is this?
If you want to be included, you're more than invited.
I was thinking rather the opposite. I would like to avoid this if possible.
Aren't the Kitsune one of your people affairs?
Yes.
Would it not be advisable to retrieve their body before they do anything else?
Yes.
Arthur's
Dimitri's
gonna
got
hold
the
up a hand
smile on his face.
real quick and look at Trace. Who currently holds control of the static reality shell?
The what? Like that's going over our heads.
Static reality shell control is currently in the hands of GLaDOS. Good. She'll need to shut off when we get there. Query as to why. Otherwise, we can't do shit. At which point, he's going to look over at Asuka and Dimitri and say, "You guys really have never been under the effects of the static reality shell? Oh wait, that's right. You guys are technocrats. You wouldn't feel a damn thing. It shuts off our powers. Makes everything fit your paradigm, and anything that doesn't exist."
Dimitri smiles and goes, "That must suck." He's got the giant shit-eating grin right now.
Asuka will harshly elbow Dimitri.
I will say one thing. This is the first time you've ever seen a violent-looking look on Arthur's face.
Dimitri's allowed to make digs once in a while.
Yes, but Asuka is still going to harshly elbow him in the ribs.
Fine.
I agree. The reality shell should be taken down, as well as any other non-critical defenses that would impede our progress.
All the same, I would highly recommend that anyone go in there be prepared to fight au naturel, just in case she loses control of the shell during our visit.
Why do you think I want full combat suits and equipment for them?
And expanded oxygen tanks. 5 minutes won't do it.
Live fire turrets are under the control of the inferior component. All defensive measures are under the control of GLaDOS, meaning armor, static reality shell, force fields, etc.
What sort of
The
timeline?
turrets we can take care of.
What sort of timeline are we looking at?
30 days before complete loss of control.
How long
Asuka.
until... Oh, sorry, never mind, go ahead.
Asuka just grits her teeth. We're going to need to steal from the technocracy at this rate.
Trezeki's just... He'll actually smile.
If
Well,
you
we-
can get us the resources we need to get this equipment built now, that would be the help that we need.
For that, we would have to at least do a bit of a overhaul of his appearance. Try to make it... what's the word? We would have to have him impersonate an existing hit mark and change all of his friend or foe signatures and so on. You get the idea. It's going to be a long process. That would require a lot of time.
I think that's your department, Dimitri.
Not just mine. I can handle the surface. You're handling what's underneath.
At this point, you'll see a panel open up on his wrist, and he'll tap into it, and his physical appearance will change. His clothing won't, but his physical appearance will. He'll actually look. He'll grow, and he'll look more plain looking.
I have a question. How recent is your knowledge of the roster? Are we actually considered among the deceased, or is that simply a cover?
You are currently listed as deceased.
Well, Arthur, it seems like we've actually done a good job by staying under the radar.
Let's hope it stays that way.
Oscar looks at the hit mark changing form like that, and gets a nice, good look at the internal workings, and all you hear is this squee.
And on that squee, Jess, your character wakes up.
I was just about to be like, wait, did you leave me in the car? Like,
No. You wake up and we're talking to what looks like a Jesuit priest, whose eyes are faintly glowing red.
Well, she's shaking a lot.
Arthur's gonna kneel down next to her and just try to be Mr. Calm and Soothing. It's okay. It's okay. You've taken your first step into a much bigger world.
I'm from New York and I'm living in Hong Kong. I thought my world was pretty big.
There is more in heaven and earth than is dreamt of in your philosophy, Horatio.
I'm an atheist.
Agnostic here. Trust me, it doesn't help.
Say atheist here as well, and yes, it really doesn't help when you know that certain life forms that could be considered gods actually do exist.
Is this the appropriate time to joke that mine is right?
They're just so.
Dimitri
They're
just
all-
looks at you.
Don't you know anything about the world? Everybody's wrong.
Or everybody's right. You're not sure yet.
What's in
But-
my hair?
My hair clips, they're helping protect your mind at the moment.
I think she's probably beyond the point of needing them right now.
And she's gonna take them out of her hair.
I could use those back if you don't mind.
Take them.
Oscar takes them, puts them back in her hair, and instantly looks better.
She. Dimitri will just look down at
He's
Jess
just
and be
kind
like,
of staring at her hands, quietly humming the opening theme to Evangelion.
yes.
I've heard that. I'm far superior to that cartoon.
Arthur's gonna pull out a root from his pack and hand it over to her. Chew on this. Don't swallow a piece of it. Just chew on it.
What will it do?
It'll help calm your nerves.
No, thank you.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I think she's had enough chemicals for the day, to be honest.
Well, on the plus side, you can at least look at Cabal now.
She actually immediately looks up at Dimitri. You drugged me.
And
No,
Dimitri,
man.
out of character, there's that moment where he's like, which time?
That was gonna be her response. You drugged me. Looks up. You drugged me twice.
It's just going to be like,
There was a knockout gas, but I don't know of any other time, Dimitri.
that was, remember we said that was non-canon. I actually don't
Factual.
have the ability to pull that out.
Factual. Never mind. You drugged me.
That's right, okay. Yeah, I
That
don't
was
have
knockout gas. You were having an episode, to put it mildly.
And then you had another episode.
That's pretty fucking mild.
At this point, Trace will turn back to normal. Will look over and say, "I must shut down in preparation. My fuel cells need to recharge."
Oh,
And he'll go stomping off down into the hold.
Excellent.
Trace, there's a hole nearby that you can hold up in.
Is
You
that
have
You did there.
an android?
Yeah,
negative.
well, more
Or
of a
affirmative.
cybernetic organism.
Trace,
But-
Trace, officially call yourself a Terminator from now on.
Negative. That is an improper description of my capabilities.
She's going to touch it. Like,
He feels like It feels like actual flesh and muscle underneath the Jesuit clothing.
He Trace Eckes is far superior to anything you've seen in the movies.
I
He
wasn't
would be.
talking about movies.
Then what are you talking? What are you thinking about?
Uh, artificial life.
Oh, that's down in the hold. Though this one is an artificial intelligence, downstairs is an actual mixture of both.
I am a sentient automaton creation.
He's entirely mechanical, however, if I'm not mistaken, except for the surface glitter.
Affirmative.
He is
She's
what
just gonna kind of shake her head. Definition.
he's what was made famous in those Terminator movies. Only he's far more advanced.
Schwarzenegger. Never liked him.
That was actually the Mark III's, I believe.
Mark
Right.
5 actually was known as the Arnold variant by a lot of us.
Yes.
All of the crappy sci-fi.
Makes a wonderful cover, doesn't it?
Affirmative. We will discuss the GLaDOS situation at a later date.
Yes,
I
he
must
just
recharge.
said Gladys. He just said Gladys.
And at this point, he'll walk off, walking completely normal with normal human mannerisms.
She's just gonna kind of watch him go with, huh? The cake is a lie.
Arthur's
Yeah.
like,
Science. And Dimitri's actually humming that now.
Except this time, GLaDOS didn't kill all of the people in her lab. That was the fate of, well, we might as well call him Wheatley.
I would like to point out to all of you that we have this machine's word on that. While I didn't want to contradict it while it's present, I find it, Cabal, you can tell me if you find this yay or nay, but I would find it far more likely that Gladys would follow through to her original story, shall we say, kill the occupants, be locked down by Smith, and then try to seek someone like us to work outside the system and fix the control. It seems a lot more likely.
I
At
could
which
always
point-
tinker in his head if you want.
Cabal's going to speak up at this point. The belief that a sentient AI like GLaDOS would simply destroy everything in her path is
Wrong.
abominable. It may simply be that what she was doing down there did not fit Smith's purview, at which point when he moved the wall facility controls down there, he took it upon himself to create something that would not interfere with his great works.
I'm simply saying we should keep an open mind. Trusting Gladys at this point might be a little premature.
Either way, we're going to need a lot of resources to get this done. By the way, Michaela, we used to be part of what is called the technocracy.
Sorry, my computer froze out around part of the group. Repeat.
We used to be part of the group that is usually referred to as the technocracy. Arthur Wainwright at one point was our enemy, but he is now one of our closest allies.
In layman's terms, one of their organizations you would know as the Men in Black. Though neither of us was part of that particular organization.
May I point out, neither was Tommy Lee Jones and neither was Will Smith, even though he did have the last name.
That's a good one.
As I said, Hollywood is a wonderful smokescreen.
Does that mean the bad sci-fi is true too?
Depends which ones you're thinking of.
Highlander 2.
That was a horrible movie.
Now, I've always wondered, after I met Roger, I wondered if that whole Big Trouble in Little China might have had some accuracy. Out of character, it actually is canon. I'm just pointing that out.
Arthur just shrugs his shoulders. I'm a member of an organization known as the Nine Mystical Traditions, where the technocracy focuses on technology. We focus on the variations in all magic. There is actually a group of technomages that are a part of my organization that are known as the Virtual Adepts.
One of which is actually residing on this boat, but you haven't met him yet. A little bit of a shy fellow.
I'm a member of a tradition known as the Verbena. We are all about healing life and making the world a better place for all involved, bringing back things to nature, and allowing the world to flourish.
Hippies.
Arthur will
Hippies
hold
with
out a...
actual power.
That's true. I have been known
Flower
to transform into a wolf on occasion.
I wouldn't try demonstrating that here, though.
No,
Not
I
the
don't.
right-
I don't
Yeah.
need to suffer any more paradox than I already have.
I don't
Precisely.
think you would suffer any here, but by
On
the way,
plus side-
welcome to being one of us.
At least in the general term. It's a little early to pick sides, shall we say.
I just wanted a bathtub.
Congratulations, now you can make one.
I already could have. It's not that
Yeah,
hard.
but now you can make one by waving your hand.
Or something along those lines.
Overkill.
Exaggeration for effect.
On the plus side, I can tell you, since I'm assuming what triggered this was a large, stony fellow, which may bring back horrible flashbacks.
No.
Yeah, it's a little bit noticeable.
I don't want to talk about it.
It's okay.
It's not going to hurt anyone, trust me. It's actually protecting us from the folks who broke in. It's entirely friendly. It's actually
Now-
known as a protector.
We really should give
Summoned a
you...
40-foot monster to protect you against people who stole your van?
Let's put it this
Overkill
way.
much?
Let's put it this way. Bram Stoker was writing from experience.
Oh, are we sure that wasn't a cup?
It doesn't matter.
Vampires are
Vampires
real?
actually exist, yes.
Yes, they are.
Wait, so the bad fantasy is true too?
Yeah, but not Twilight.
Yeah,
It's not like Twilight.
they don't work like that.
They
I
burn
don't
in
think
daylight.
anything works like that.
And the werewolves are not like they are in Twilight either.
They're also not like the Anne Rice novels, so don't worry about that either.
Well, I don't know enough about them to say that yes or no. Becker seems to be straight out of one
Well?
sometimes.
Well, let's put it to the test. Hikaru, are you gay?
No, I am not.
See? They're not like the Anne Rice novels.
I haven't read these novels. I was under the assumption that they were purely about the vampire.
They also did ones
Gay
on werewolves.
vampires.
Are they really gay when they can't even get it up?
Yes.
Yes.
Somehow.
I can do that interesting Medivh trick, though.
Arthur
Okay.
just like,
She's gonna
I
just
understood
kind
that
of-
reference.
Lightly tug on Arthur's sleeve. Do you have a joint?
He'll pull out one of the really good ones and light it up.
Didn't Arthur give Asuka...
No, he gave that... Oh, yeah, he did give a couple to Asuka.
Yeah, Asuka's gonna pull out one and light up at this point.
Dimitri's only
I
got
don't-
one left.
By the way, Jess, when Michaela lights this up, she gets higher than she's probably ever been before. All the toxins in her body clear up. She has a sudden leap of understanding, and she feels like she just took the best bath shower in history.
She's going to hit it. She's going to look at it. Huh.
It's good shit.
Whenever you need a clear head, just talk to Arthur.
That's not usually what I smoke for.
Oh, Arthur will pull out 4 more blunts, wrap them in a plastic baggie, and hand them over. This is the shit for when you really want to get high.
I'm not sure if I should be afraid of that statement coming from you or not.
There's nothing bad in it. It's perfectly good, normal weed that was
Subjective.
grown over a magical node.
Subjective. Good and bad are subjective.
That's true.
There's no adulteration to it, so let's put it that
There
way.
is one opinion.
Are you going to preach at me? I've had a very long day.
I was simply going to express that most good and bad are subjective.
We can argue semantics later.
I think someone needs to lie down.
We'll continue the lessons when you've had some time to process.
Oh, and she's going to need to learn about paradox.
Yeah, that would be the first lesson for tomorrow.
I still have some things to take care of. If you will excuse me.
Arthur will nod. I should probably get going too. I need to stop by a friend's house.
Yes, we'll make sure to, there's a lot to process. We'll figure it out. But we do have a timetable now.
Arthur, if
go
you
ahead.
see a friend, please let her know that I wish her well.
Thanks, I will. You guys have a good night, and Michaela, welcome to the club. And he'll walk out.
Before he leaves, Hikaru will look at Michaela and go, "It is nice to see you again." And then he will very dramatically jump up in the air and pop a rage point to turn immediately to Corvid and fly out.
I want you to roll it. I want you to
Takes
roll it.
another very long drag.
I want you to roll it because I want to see Big Bird fall flat on his face.
Just so you are aware, you're at 0 rage. So,
I am, and it's going to suck for a while.
yeah. Hey, you can just go outside, look at... Oh, wait, that's right. You don't gain rage from looking at the moon.
No, we don't. In fact, the book is very unclear on how we gain rage, because most of the rage-gaining things are Geru-specific,
Yeah.
and we're sun-oriented, so I don't know how that's even supposed to work.
Maybe if you look at Helios, you'll gain rage.
Perhaps.
Good work.
Or, I think First Sag of the Night still gets you rage, doesn't it? Or is it First Wound of the Night?
First Wound of the Night does, embarrassing situations do, things like that. But like as far as the static stuff, like looking at the moon, I don't know what our equivalent is.
Someone
Yeah.
does not give you motherfucking breadcrumbs.
Oh,
Someone hides a shiny from him.
I'm gonna shit on their car.
Alright, so Arthur will head out. He goes Corvid and flies out.
Arthur goes
Okay,
Corvid?
Josro goes Corvid and flies out.
So we got 2 motherfucking cactars here.
That would be amazing. So with that,
Is this? I was gonna
okay.
say, is this before or after she's actually moved into the compound?
what do you
This
mean?
is
Probably
this is all
after.
assumed to be after.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Dimitri's going to try and make sure she has a place to stay, some place to sleep on the boat. Other than that, I mean, there are a million things we could work on, but it is kind of late, so it's probably a good place to end the scene.
Yep.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Alright,
Alright.
Guys,
thank
you're
you.
staying up late because I'm terrible and didn't get home until late.
It's
Oh,
No
fine.
worries, that happens. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This has been another edition of Hong Kong House of Cards. Have yourself a good night.
And don't trust Jesuit priests.